440 if I had that same.
Landon already
covered
told
that
me that
same
he only
year.
had
A little bit.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
He goes, I have to be here at 5:30.
We only got one real meeting, so
Money.
So.
I'm being paid for it.
oh, yeah, that's true.
Started working on it,
Been a couple of years.
and he was working on it.
You know, we didn't, 'cause I got to through a bit, but I'm glad
I've seen this simulator. I worked. It's in 2009. It's like
160.
I just
Yeah, it's still going.
so another buddy.
I feel pretty good. I'm hiking.
Jet
Balance board home. Brings like,
promised to get it going. If you ever get rid of it, you got to go back to it. Well, you got it. I saw him out riding it.
He's pretty active.
My buddy that
Motorcycle. Instantly discovered I hated it. Tried selling the next day.
Not yet.
Early Dyna Wide or Dyna Wide or something like that. 05. Only got like 22,000 mile college when I
Sold me.
did it. Yeah. I rode once around the lake. I hated it every second of it. So what are you gonna do? I want to Jeep now. Big top down.
At least seven CJ.
Oh, you got it. Right.
It's
My dad's a pretty house.
We're out out west.
You said
How was that? Just instantly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There, I was out there for 2 weeks.
I used to do a lot of backcountry snow.
No, you're good.
There wasn't much.
We got plans to be in Steamboat. We got some change.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Back out. Yeah.
Is Don coming?
Well, thank you.
Last I heard he was, but then Reinhold somehow just called me, says Don might have been in the. I don't know how Reinhold. It's even hard to, well, when he started, we'll just go to the wall. He can come. Oh, yeah. Survive. So I've plenty of scars.
Steuben County Plan Commission, February 4th, 2026 meeting shall come to order. Roll call.
Austin Boudreau.
Present.
Karen DeForest.
Here.
Jake Bryant. Here. Cole Bridenauer. Here. Jake Bryant. Here. Cole Bridenauer. Here. Landon Brown. Here. You have a quorum. Madam President, yeah, what do you want to be called?
Whatever.
Karen.
Karen would be probably better. Let's do the reading of the, so everybody knows, for the meeting, yeah, the rules and procedures. Here we go, sorry.
There we go. Please turn your cell phones off or to vibrate. Please keep conversations to a minimum. And when necessary, as quiet as possible. These meetings are recorded. Information concerning the agenda and applications are available on the table near the entrance. Restrooms are located at the north and south ends of the hallway. Exit is located on the north end of the community center. Please sign in and include mailing address. Tonight, staff will present an application. Petitioner speaks for the application. Members of the public may speak in favor or opposition of the application. Plan Commission members may question remonstrators. Petitioner may address questions and concerns. No new evidence presented. Motion is made. If a second is received, discussion will commence. Amendments may be made. Voting will take place and the result will be announced. Please speak only when at the podium. State your name and address. Speak only to the chair. Be brief and speak to the topic and discussion. Be mindful there's a speaking time limit. That's all I have for you on that. You want to go to the minutes? You want to skip right to?
Let's go ahead and go right to the petition.
First on the docket tonight, VPW 2601, Smaltz Real Estate Management LLC petitions for the vacation of a public way. The proposed public way for vacation is a 10-foot platted alley between lot 82 and 83 of Wildwood, 3rd Edition. Located at 115 Lane 136B, Turkey Lake, Section 7 of Salem Township. Get ready. 76-12-7-420-337.000-014 and 76-12-7-420-338.000-014. Here's an aerial photo of the area in question. The two lots are highlighted on the lower rightish portion and then the easement between them. There's a picture of the actual survey. That's all I have for you for that petition.
I need to disclose that I've done work for Smaltz Real Estate Management LLC in the past.
Actually, mom would probably be hard not to.
I think I've only prepared a deed, but I've done that. I need to disclose that.
I've been Smaltz, I represent Smaltz Real Estate Management. Pretty much what you saw is what we're trying to do. My wife and I own the 2 lots to the west of the alley. We own the 2 lots to the, I suppose it's to the north really. We own 2 lots to the north of the alley, and we own the lots across the street from the alley. It used to be owned by Ronnie Griffin and Dick and Vivian Fleckenstein. Dick passed away in 1996, and Vivian didn't come back much. My mom bought those lots, and my wife and I bought the lots that were originally owned by Ronnie Griffin. He's been gone since 1996. So we have that whole area. What we'd like to do, the lots when they did them, obviously they're very small. They're great back in the 40s and 50s if you wanted to put up a small cottage, but if you want to put something bigger up, it's difficult to do it in the footprint that you have. So we have the red house. What we'd like to do is make that into 2 bigger lots in the future. Now we would like to put in a driveway where that alley is, put like an awning or covering for cars so we can pull up and be underneath. That's our plan if we're able to do that. I can, a little more information if you want it. There's one house, it's kind of peninsula, as you can see. There's one house in the middle, and they access the water to the south, where it comes out a little bit. They've got access there, and then everybody else in the water has access on the other side.
Any questions?
So nobody else has been using that for an access point in the last
30 years probably.
Okay. Is it a association type setup there, or are these all just county lots?
Don's probably able to tell you better. I think this, so we're in Wildwood Association. I think we're in Wildwood 4.
It's third edition.
Looks like third. Yeah, you're in Wildwood.
In Wildwood.
I guess the if we weren't vacated, are you saying that 83 would take over the entire alley, lot 83 here?
Whichever one is the house. I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. So one to the south.
Yeah, that's your house, the south. Yeah, that. Okay.
Sorry, I said go between the 2 lots. Of course, that's the standard, that's what any law requires.
It'd be split.
Split between the 2 lots. If you own both.
Yeah, you know, 2 to the south, 2 to the north, everything across the street. And my mom's owns 2 more to the south and 1 across the street.
She owns it too on the water side. And
Yeah, she owns the point, that peninsula that comes down, that back lot.
Okay.
That's, nothing is on that. She owns that. Yep. That one right there. And then she owns right across the street to your right, just south of that. Yep. And yep, she owns that. In the house. Yep.
No, we can't pan out from the picture, but there's no other homes that are off the water further that would, are there other lots off that would need future access or anything?
I don't plan on selling mine. I know the house behind our lot, so to the left, but I guess I can call that to the west, has access to the water south. It's their family right there.
So they have the access where those other that come up down to the water, the
Yeah,
other easements?
yeah, I think so. One of the other neighbors is here tonight, and I might just ask Paul, does that sound right? Am I saying that right?
Nobody ever uses those access at all, because I own on both sides and my other neighbor owns both sides, so nobody ever uses those access. That's the reason why I'm here, because I like to close.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll see.
Have any questions?
Is there, platted drainage? Is this a drainage, it's not a drainage easement, it's an alley?
It's an alley.
Is that how it's,
That's how on the survey.
do we have the original plat on this, like it wasn't? So it wasn't was it initially designed for backlot access or just, it was an alley for, I mean, has there, anybody looked into that?
I haven't read the language, but typically those are backlot access.
So being that he owns both front lot and back lot, I don't know. I guess the only question then therein lies for me is, can we put any restrictions on that being that it would have to go together, right? Because if we do that and then the back lot gets sold, then the initial development of this was to allow backlot access. And then we do this and now somebody buys the backlot. I'm not saying you're gonna sell it. I'm just trying to prevent future issues.
It's only one person using it as opposed to a whole subdivision. If that's what you're looking at numbers.
No, I wasn't. I was just thinking,
Just in case.
if it were to be sold, right, the idea is that the backlot would have access through that alley. If we vacate the alley and the backlot sells, then they have no access.
Right.
We change the initial, I mean, I don't know that it matters.
Something you got to access.
Yeah, if I could, if I were to put a house back there and I would sell it to somebody, I'd be very clear about, you don't have access. If you're buying a lot to put a house on, you can see the lake. That's what you're paying for. You're not paying for being on the lakefront. That's totally different money. So if somebody wants to do that, that's different.
Yeah.
You guys on the waste district there? Is SLRWD come down? You guys?
Yeah, we are. But I know that the Fleckenstein, the old Fleckenstein place does not have sewer access. I own the garage just north of that. I don't have sewer access. We did, there was sewer there, but they were closed. My mom Mary went through the process of closing, saying she's not going to build a house on that. She paid the sewer district a dollar amount, I remember it might have been $7,500, and they closed that part of the sewer. So there won't be a house. I would almost say, I don't think there can be a house on any of those lots because the sewer has been officially closed and paid to be closed. Nor do we have any plans. I would have a plan to put a storage building on my lot, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, my question is more like where Landon was going, the original plat, and Austin showed me on his phone. I didn't know, those that are probably garages that are, just above, off the screen there, if all those would have had deeded access in the original plat, if that's, for future, above what's on the screen there. But that was all part of the original.
Yeah, above the screen goes into, as I'm looking at it, I think that is, there are a few houses just at the very top of the screen. And the history of it was there was a 99-year lease on a walking easement around the whole property, the whole thing. And that expired 8 or 10 years ago. So that all went away with the lease. There was no auto renewing. It was the longest lease I think they could do was 99 years. And that's gone now. So And that was for the whole of Wildwood, which goes all the way down Park Drive. It's a mile, maybe half a mile.
Big one, yeah. And I just checked with Charlie to make sure, it's like, didn't lie. We did notify the entire subdivision by mail that this was going.
Yeah, certified mail.
Did anybody write in?
We get anything.
Yeah, that's when I saw the fee of $1,000, I started thinking about what it could be, and I thought, oh, that's gotta be for certified mail, because we're gonna mail everybody in the subdivision, so everybody in Wildwood was notified of what we're trying to do.
Wildwood third,
Yeah, Wildwood third.
other than your neighbors that are here. So, did I hear that right?
I saw your property, there. It looks like you have a couple of them near your property. I assume alleyways too, at least that's what they look like on the map.
It's all like fire lane, I think of what it says on the plot.
Calls it a platted alley.
Yeah, mine called.
Fire alley.
It doesn't go up that far.
It's a planted alley.
So go ahead and keep a seat and then we'll hear from. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of?
Talk.
I don't have a problem.
Are you against it? So,
You're fine. If you
so
want,
go ahead.
you just have to come up and state your address and.
Gotta give him the support.
I need your name and address for the record.
My name is Paul Mears. I live at 95 Lane, 137A, Hudson. And I'm on 85, 86 what I own. There's a fire lane in there, and I don't have a problem. That's what, I've been maintaining the easement there for 20 years, and I mean, it has no purpose, and that's why I'm here today, to see what's going on, see if I can close mine maybe later down the road, so.
You have no objections or anything or force, okay.
And nobody else even probably said they all have their own access and everything else. So it's not a problem that I see.
Thank you.
You mentioned that, now that I think about it, there are not a lot of backlot houses out. It's a big subdivision. and There's not a ton of backlot houses out there. I've been trying to.
A lot of
Yeah.
Garage lots, yeah. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions for him? Or any follow up?
So is there anyone here to speak in opposition?
Great.
Not have voting sheets on this?
No,
No.
we just
Just a-
have to say a
just a roll call
recommendation,
vote?
Yeah.
recommendation to the commissioners.
Are you looking for a recommendation? I move that we make a recommendation to the commissioners to approve the vacation of the public way.
I second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Austin Boudreau.
Yes.
Jake Bryant.
Yes.
Colt Ridenhour. Yep. Landon Brown.
Yes.
And Karen DeForest.
Yes. Forgot Jake Cox.
You did.
Not on my sheet, sorry. Jake Cox. Jake. Approve. Yep, you got 6.
All right.
Thank you very much, George. Thank you.
You check with the office before you start building anything. I don't have to bust you for building nothing.
I will call you.
I guess we're done. Yeah, we can go.
Lucky you.
Well, you guys continue on.
Okay, we just jumped ahead and did the petitions and that way.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't see the election. You're not putting it in.
No, the election isn't on here.
I don't think we, well, I don't think we can. No, no. We'll have to-
I think that's not the term.
Let's write it in on the official sheet.
I don't have anything for the chairman report because I wasn't expecting to be the chairman. So, do you want to just go through the rest of the reports, Don, and then go into that, or how do you want to do that?
Whatever Clint prefers.
Well, this was all set up by the previous administration, so if you want to tweak it or do however you want, this was strictly out of the past president's mind, so we can move stuff around, or if you go straight to the election and then come back to it, it's totally on you. Might be the best way when you do minutes.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
we had minutes.
Yeah, yes, we have minutes. I'm sorry. We did skip over the minutes so we could just get the petition out of the way. Has everybody read the minutes for January 7th of 2026?
Look good.
Is
but
there-
was there an email? Somebody said that there was
Yeah.
something that needed changed.
There was a date,
There was a date that changed.
Karen called, right?
Good catch.
25 stuck
I did not.
in.
I have not read the minutes. I
Right,
was like, it's like Karen. kind of
Right,
Short notice.
okay. I read the minutes, just, so, I need the,
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
With the change, right?
Well, that's yeah, because the change was caught on the second one, sorry.
okay.
All right, Austin Boudreaux.
Well,
Yes.
who seconded it?
Colt.
Cole? Okay, I'm sorry, Cole.
Yes.
Jake Bryant. Colt Ridenhour, approve. Landon Brown,
Yes.
Jake Cox, abstain. Karen DeForest.
Yes.
Pass 5-0 with one abstention.
You go ahead, Don.
As far as the election,
So we're thinking the only thing on there is vice.
it's up to you, because the president was elected. He could no longer serve. The vice, actually doesn't move up. The vice president becomes the presiding officer because there is no president. And it's up to the commission whether they wish to replace the previous vice president. So, I mean, technically, you don't have to. You wouldn't normally, because
Who all are we missing here tonight?
Jim and Christina.
And Andy.
Andy.
Christina and Andy.
So what, so are you saying we don't have to do anything?
you don't have to, because once the president can no longer serve, then the vice chairman takes that position.
When you say takes the position, are they still the vice
They're
president?
still the vice president,
Okay,
but they're
so
the presiding officer.
presiding officer, but there's nobody in line that would the secretary be in line. So like if Karen's not here at the next
Secretary
meeting,
would not be in line.
so
So it would be only one person instead of two.
it would probably behoove us to have those officers elected and in place.
You can elect or nominate a second vice president if you wish, or you can wait in case the presiding officer is not present and elect one
At that time.
at that time, just for that meeting. So it's up to you. It makes sense to me that you have somebody in place Karen can't be here.
I agree with
But sometimes you don't know you're not going to be here until a few hours before. So
I would agree with that. My own 2 cents on all the whole thing, just because of the way that this is all transpired. And we don't have a whole lot of information. One, we have our drainage board, plat committee, and I mean, we don't have a lot of people here
Not for the reports.
for the reports, or potentially people that would be interested in filling or having opinions on this. So I guess my opinion at this point in time is, I think, and Don, I don't even know if we can do this. Can we table this until next month?
you don't have to do anything at this meeting. You can just decide to do it at the next meeting.
I guess I just would feel more comfortable if we had a little bit more time to digest it, figure out exactly who's involved and what's involved, and then kind of, because we don't have reports. I mean,
Well, as far as the second vice president, I think I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. Would you like to have the other 3 members present before that's decided?
could we get a summary? So like, Karen, I don't know what your opinion is. I haven't. Could we get a summary? So like, Karen, I don't know what your opinion is. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it, but I mean, that's kind of a lot to put on your plate.
I
think.
said that I would step up. It was
Okay.
asked of me and I said that I would step up and I would do it.
Okay, so that addresses that, you know, if somebody's gonna take over the assistant vice position. You know, what are the role, what are the exact duties is what I'm curious
My
about.
exact words to Karen was, yes, there is exact duties, but basically they don't do much unless called upon. And then basically we kind of hold their hand the first meeting or two. But this one, Karen's been doing it long enough. She's actually chaired meetings before, but yeah, so like if a vice president, so if like somebody newish, like Jake or Cole or somebody stepped on, if we found out that that meeting was gonna be, the chairman couldn't make it, first of all, we'd already have the meeting set up. We've already talked to her throughout the month. And then secondly, within that hour or two, we can have them up on speed. So I mean, I don't see that part of being a big deal. We've had people come in at the last minute and run meetings before. And quite honestly, even though, and I'm not throwing shade at you guys pretending like you're anyway, but you guys are part of the meeting. I mean, the day-to-day, the month long, it's gonna go through us anyway. I mean, you don't have to type your own stuff. You don't have to print your own stuff. It's like one of those things where I think everybody here knows that if they became the president for some reason for a meeting, just call us. It's really all you can do.
My question then goes back to, so Karen's agreed to step up. Can she take the president's position and nominate, or can we elect the vice president? Or does she, or do we do a second vice
Second vice president
for the rest of the year?
for the rest of the year.
So then when it comes to like signing plats and all that, it would be the vice president signing plats? And there's no issues with that, I guess, for,
No, she stepped into the position, no, there's no problem.
That's why we elected a person, right?
no,
And she's president.
which she's a vice president.
Well, if she wants to take that spot.
Acting as she's the presiding officer,
Right.
because the president's been removed.
Correct.
It hasn't been removed, it's not been renominated.
Right.
All this would have been much simpler if we'd have done this
In January.
Honestly, I'm in January, but it is what it is. It's presented with what we have. So
I agree with Landon. I think, I mean, if we're gonna start like the additional officers, given the climate of it and everything, we should make sure everybody has some input on it. I certainly haven't had a chance to speak with anybody. I mean, even you guys that are here. I haven't had a chance to talk to you.
I have, but
Okay.
I mean,
It makes, I don't have any additional questions for Don. I think it makes sense to do our due diligence to make sure that somebody is taking that role. 'Cause who knows what happens? We want to make sure we got the people in place.
I move to leave the structure as is and we'll table vice president elections till next month.
Do we vote on that? I think we vote on that.
Yeah.
Do we? We would? Okay.
I mean,
I assume
it's something in the brain.
Yeah.
We know that next
I'll second that.
it's going to be addressed, so.
I have a first and a second. Austin Boudreau,
Yes.
Jake was, or Colt was first, Austin was second. Oh, good. Jake Bryant, approved. Colt Ridenhour, approved. Landon Brown,
Yes.
Jake Cox,
Yes.
Karen DeForest.
yes.
Unanimous to table.
Maybe just in the next email thread, stress the importance of being here for next month.
We are gonna start, we've talked about starting, putting like a tracker on the side of the front of attendance for everybody. It's tracked through here, but it's not on your report. So I think on the reports, we're gonna start tracking attendance and whatnot. So we can do that for payroll too. Anyway. Every 6 months or something.
Yeah, every 6
So we have to track it 6 months regardless in order to get you guys paid, so.
Right.
I don't know if there's any way to, it seems like we've had a lot of commissioners meetings or conflicts with now that we have Christina and Andy on the board. I don't know if there's a way that we can look at their schedules. I mean, that seems to be the two that we miss quite a bit. I know they're Indy today or whatever.
And it's switched. If everybody was supposed to be here. 'cause
Yeah.
the
And
meeting
then
was supposed to
some
be last
hours,
week.
stuff like
So,
that.
yeah.
So I guess, I think those are the two that are, can't change meetings on the fly, but
As far as I'm concerned, we're gonna have them at noon on a Tuesday, so I gotta be here anyway.
I think Andy would have been here. I talked to him on the phone today, so coming back, he called me, so he'd been here, but obviously
and Christina's with them.
yeah,
So, yes, they're,
No, Christina's going, is on a plane going to
Oh.
Mexico,
okay.
and she emailed me.
I thought she.
She's supposed to be, but since they moved it.
I got you. Okay.
Okay. So do we,
Second, we got Austin Boudreaux voting. Anybody else voting?
Everybody voted.
all
we all
It's
did,
nothing.
6-0.
The table, yeah. Everything's passed.
I have Madam Chairman, I have when you
Yes.
get ready for me, I have a report regarding the third base.
Great. Okay, so for the city and county liaison report, did you?
I submitted some where there was a meeting. Main thing is brought up the ETJ and the city plan commission did say that they are working on it. Their attorney was passionate about coming up with something a little bit shorter. And they said they wouldn't commit to a time frame, but they're aware that we're wanting to get something in writing and completed and finished. So they said that it would be sooner than later, essentially. So I'll keep
Okay.
leaning on them.
Yes, please. Okay, drainage board, they didn't have a drainage board yesterday. No, it was, yes, it was yesterday. And plat committee met the day after in January, the day after BZA, which was a Tuesday. And it was one cutout of a chunk of property. And BZA will not be meeting on Monday. There's nothing on the docket. And any other updates on the ETJ, the interlocal agreement, or, I mean, other than what Austin has given? No?
No.
Okay. Floodplain and stormwater ordinance drafts. We're,
Stormwater's done and it's in the review process. Again, I think the stormwater ordinance in and of itself has been thumbs up by everybody that's looked at it. What we're still struggling with, and we just haven't had anybody get back to us, so that'll be up to this board to decide if we need anybody, is on those technical standards at the end. None of us here are engineers, none of us in my office are engineers, none of us in Jim's office are engineers, so we kind of outsourced it and we really haven't had any. Other than like our attorney looked at it and it was done by Christopher Burke as part of the model ordinance. So I mean, it has been reviewed by engineers and created by engineers, we just haven't done it in-house. So that's where our stormwater, it is technically done and we don't vote, we pass the recommendation of commissioners just out of, it's kind of not even our ordinance because it's gonna be a surveyor ordinance,
right.
but they asked us if we could look it over, kind of, that was actually a different group of commissioners, quite honestly, it's been so long. And the floodplain, we got the notice back from Doug Wagner at the DNR, we actually had a floodplain conference here 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So everybody that's been on our butts it was in-house that day and we talked to them. The new attorney, Ben Bailey, that's working for our consultant, he said, when he looked at what Brandon completed and what Doug kicked back, Brandon looked like he did it right, but Doug might not have understood that what we're saying is a lot of the definitions in that section are already in our ordinance. They're just not in chapter 15.
Okay.
So he's gonna see if he can take care of that. And I said, as far as I'm concerned, you guys are gonna have to look at it before we pass it on anyway. So I said, as far as I'm concerned, put them all in one place or the other or both. It doesn't really matter. As long as we can find them. And then he was gonna start trying to negotiate with getting us out of second docks and seawalls and
Underwater.
beaches, underwater stuff that we just, I mean, can you imagine trying to get to Jake's area 4 times a day?
I just know that you guys don't have the manpower
So
to
he's
be able to
trying,
do it.
right, so he's trying to negotiate with the state and the feds basically to try to get some of that stuff, or carve out. So it looks like, it kind of looks like we're caving on the definitions, but we already had them anyway. So we'll put them where they want them, and then the carve outs for maybe not, we don't do beaches, we don't do seawalls, we don't do anything below water.
Okay.
Our ordinance says we don't do anything within 10 foot of the water, but.
Thank you.
Oh, good, thanks. So that's where we're at on that, and that, the new attorney, like I said, his name's Ben Bailey. I was just as impressed with him at our first meeting as I was Brandon. Brandon moved on to bigger and greener pastures, and that's not cool for us, but this project's not done anyway, so.
Alrighty.
So the floodplain will be done as soon as the DNR says it's done, and then you guys get to look at it, and if you don't like it, it's, you know, you can talk to the, whatever, we'll take the next steps at that point. If you want to play hardball, the commissioners want us to, we will, if not, it's up to you guys.
And they cleared that, we were only down to that one still for that.
It's still, we're waiting on the elevation certificate.
Oh, okay.
But they know, they're aware. The
But that was
DNR,
the only one.
that was the
They-
only one.
They didn't add any more. Okay, good. You happy with that, Austin?
Yeah,
Floodplain, I mean,
Look forward to seeing what they.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I asked, I said, well, maybe I should send it back to my board first. And he's like, you might get everybody on your board in favor, and then we send it to the state and they just rip it apart. He's like, let me take care of it first, and then you guys can look at it. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. It's
Specific floodplain that's what we're talking about here?
the whole
the
county.
whole
The
county.
whole county, okay.
I'm floodplain administrator, which is fine. We've been handling it for years and we have an ordinance. Just this last go round, I've been told that maybe there's some new boss and he's enforcing some old dusty rules that didn't exist before, but they want us checking out docks. They want us checking out beaches. They want us checking out seawalls. They want us taking care of that 10-foot strip where we just don't allow stuff to be built there as a rule because we got that 10-foot. So, yeah, we've been working on it a long time with it.
Anything else? Anybody? Hey, Don.
Okay, on third base, a lot's happened since, as you recall, last meeting, I told you it was going up on appeal. It's an interlocutory appeal, and since it's interlocutory, the appellate court can accept or reject the appeal. The appellate court rejected the appeal and said, we will not accept it at this time, finish up the whole case. And when the case is all completed, then we may accept the appeal. And then the court, having received that, had to rule on, or had to make a decision on the case in full. He had already denied both sides' motion for summary judgment. And the court ruled against the Plan Commission on the issue of whether you could put a condition upon your right of the approval of the plat, the subdivision. To me, it's a real close call, but the judge put a lot of work into it. I could tell by his decision. He spent a lot of time reviewing the cases and so forth, which doesn't make him right, but at least we got a fair shake. Then the question is whether you wish to appeal that decision. And in light of the fact that according to Clint's position is they still have to get their special exception no matter what, maybe the expense of an appeal. I don't know if it's worth it or not. That's your decision, but I question whether the value of the appeal. Now, there were other remonstrators that could appeal, and I'm supposed to talk to their attorney tomorrow. And if they want us to ride along, may ride along. I would suggest you ride along, but I
Can you
don't
name
know.
them? Can you name who the demonstrators are?
I don't have them in front of me, but they spoke at the meeting.
Did that? Okay, that's what you're talking about.
Okay.
So that's all before the question of whether or not they can have those lots go all the way to the water and count them twice kind of thing.
Well,
That comes back, that decision hasn't been made yet, has
that
it?
decision had been
It was
made.
discussed at the last meeting, but it has not been
Yeah,
made.
that has nothing to do with the plat.
So it's just the special exception requirement at this point. Okay.
It says you can't make the subdivision approval subject to the requirement of a special exception.
So where do we stand right now with what it is that they are going to, can do?
The
Given
plat's
that.
approved, and then they still have to go to get a special exception. That's Clint's position.
So right now they're approved with the house lots all the way across the front with calling it a public area simultaneously and putting docks out across that.
No,
With-
the docks has not been approved. That's a separate issue.
I thought the DNR approved.
DNR approves those, and
Oh, for our usage.
I was trying to paint a picture in my head of what it is that they have.
they basically have a subdivision that's been approved.
Yeah, take out the water, they can live there. At this point, they can't access.
But there is water.
There is water.
And
How are you gonna stop them?
they're saying that the lakefront lots are also public group.
What it looks like to me is
I
they
could
go
go
all the
there
way to the
and I'll
One
water.
through seven, but lot 8 was separate from
Right.
that public.
But then
Yes.
they counted,
Right away to their
Yes.
association,
Common use.
Yes,
common use.
common use,
and they
yes.
use it for the formula to see how many
Yes.
backlots they can get.
Yes.
But it also include, but the common use area is also considered wetland, right?
That too, yeah.
And it was also included with the lots 1 through 7 themselves, so they could have, yeah,
Private dock and common use dock.
yes.
But don't they have to obtain a special exception?
For a marina, is what the definition.
For the one,
Or the group dock.
for the group
Group
dock,
dock.
yes.
I thought that's not what we,
Well, you
Got struck down
placed
just
it-
now.
well, yeah, essentially, that's a decision by the Board of Zoning Appeals, not the Planning Commission.
oh, okay. So it's just.
To get
We
a
were the
special,
ones
to get
that
a special exception.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a weird one. I'm not lying. It's,
So I guess what's the action of the board right now? Is there any actions we can
No
take?
action unless you instruct me to appeal the decision of the judge, Judge Musser.
We don't really have anything else,
We can,
just to appeal the decision. Who makes that decision then? I understand. Who are we appealing to? Judge Musser again, or-
Indiana Court of Appeals.
Okay, so that's what I said.
time limit, 30 days, something like that.
Yeah, we probably got about 15 left. Less than that, or more than that, but
If they choose to appeal, and I'm assuming with Don's report, can they vote on that tonight or?
well, if you want to appeal, if you want me to appeal the decision, you need to decide that tonight.
Do we have to decide it tonight, or can we wait until you said you're meeting with their attorneys tomorrow to see what they decided?
It'd have to be done in a meeting, but.
Can we
you'd
call
have
a
to have
special meeting for
you'd have
that?
to have a special meeting.
You can call that at any time, day or night. Just making sure people can get
You
here.
would need to keep it within advertising times too, because I
Right.
have to
Which is
post it
what,
to
2
the
days?
paper. Yes, well, with the
or
special.
what is that?
48 hours.
48
hours.
that's
Perfect.
Or notice business days,
So
48
we got
hours.
15, you meet with them tomorrow by the end of the week. Even if it's into next week, we would have time.
There's a buffer on the paper as well, to where if I've got to place a notice for next Thursday, like today's my last day right now to place one for next Thursday. So it kind of, you have to be ahead of it a little bit too,
But you don't have to publish a notice
until the 48 hours, yeah.
except for the 48. You just have to notify them in
The-
48 hours
Right.
orally.
So you say the remonstrators are appealing most likely? So we can just join with them?
I'll find out
Okay.
tomorrow.
Because that's typically what we do on something like this, right? We just kind of tag along. I don't know if that's the
We've
problem.
done
with legal
it
terms.
several times. I've appealed several, not several, 2 or 3.
I would rather wait to hear to see what the other attorneys are planning on doing, or what the other group is planning on doing. I mean, those are the people we're representing, right?
Well, you're representing
All of them. Every party.
So when you communicate back to us, will that be through Clint, via email, through Clint?
or Charlie.
We got a group email that I've got you added to now.
Perfect. I needed more emails, Charlie.
Yeah.
What happens is the email comes in, I read it, and I tell Charlie to go ahead. Let's see what Don said.
Any other questions?
So we get set special.
If we need to,
Let's wait and hear what the.
yeah,
what
we
they
need
tell
to
us
wait
by
and
the end of
hear
the
and
week.
see
Let
first.
know either tomorrow or Friday. And then he can email you as to folks as to whether you want to have a special meeting or not. So,
I'll probably go straight to Karen, talk to her one-on-one, and then we'll decide what, when, and who and how. Because we know what you want. We just need to make sure that it all lines up and we get a spot. So we can make it happen pretty quick. Tomorrow's only Thursday, Don. I thought you said Thursday or I was thinking today was Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. It just cost me another day.
I don't know if I think I can get a hold of Bob tomorrow, but you never know. I can within the next 2 days.
Yes, Bill.
Just a question, Don. Can the vote be by email rather than in person? I mean, so you can
I
just,
think they have to have a public meeting, it has to be in public. I wish good idea, and I wish it was the case, but
I
I
think
think
that's
there has to
what,
be a public
I
hearing.
think that's what happened on the last, when we appealed, right? Didn't we have a special meeting to make that decision?
Yes. Oh, no, it was to do
Was that on
the findings of fact.
Oh, that's right, it was fine.
That's what it was, because we were answering.
Yeah.
The court.
But that was easy. It wasn't
Yeah.
complicated, it's just
Yeah.
availability becomes the biggest issue.
I say if we have a special meeting and I guess I don't know what the advertisements look like, but if it says anything about that base, we're gonna get.
Yeah, it'll be well.
Well, say it's gonna be a well attended
But they
meeting.
don't get any input, right?
No, just us.
I to preserve the.
Another 5-minute meeting of scowls.
I say, that's what I'm wondering.
Probably have it in the auditorium most likely. Just in case.
Okay. Nothing else?
I moved to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't do roll call on the last one for adjournment. I figured that was fine.
Can you explain what Don said at the meeting on Saturday?
It's done.
No, Karen.
On Saturday. Oh, yes, I will.
Well, I've had some
I was like,
emails. I've had some emails,
It was a Saturday.
people asking when it's happening.
Today's been a day. We messed up and all.
we get reports from the.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
I have a meeting every Saturday.